It's good!
Now we have some celery to chop up into a small dice and some carrots. Now I did use the cool new machine Mom bought, the bowl with the top, but as you can see they're not, it works, but they're not quite all uniform pieces. So we want pieces that look more this size, like a little square piece. So, I bought these carrots at the store today and I didn't realize how thin they were. They're tiny little babies. Okay. And I'm going a little bit slower because they are so little, these carrots, so I don't want to slip and cut myself. Just go across and you just cut. It's a cutting board. Can't move my knife as well. So, see how these are more uniform in size than these, and these are smaller than these. But celery, the celery's a pretty good size, so it shouldn't be too hard, but to get celery even isn't always easy, but we can do it. Just want to line that up. And there you go. Voila. I'm not a huge fan of celery, but it's braised with the short ribs for about 2 hours, so it just provides a good flavor, and it's not, you don't really taste the celery, which is good. Now you have the carrots, and now you have the celery. We have our carrots and our celery already diced up, and now we just need to cut up our onion to complete our mirepoix for the braised short ribs. And as you can see, I have a little cutting board on the cutting board because the skin of an onion is very dirty. You know, it's been in the fields, on the trucks, and so I prefer to not let it touch my cutting board so that it doesn't contaminate it. This is the little flower end. We're gonna just slice that down. This is a Vidalia onion.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna slice it right down the middle. We're only gonna need half for this recipe, so we are gonna save the other half. We have half of our onion here, and we've peeled it all very nicely. And so now, make sure that your eyes don't start watering at this point. Mine are. But we wanna just make about, you know, 1/4 to a 1/2 inch little cubes. So we're just gonna go through and do that. Just make little slices about every 1/4 of an inch. And do excuse me that my eyes are watering a little bit. Slicing it up, dicing it up. Alright, we're just gonna cube it right up here. By making those little cuts, we've now made it we've allowed it, so we have these great little pieces. We want the ratio very similar to the carrots and the celery, so I will scoop up about this much, throw them right in. But you know what, they're really good and really sweet, so let's do a few extra. Alright, so we have enough onion in the bowl, but we do have a little bit left over, so we will save them and use them for something else. You don't have to smash it too hard. And then, voila, everything comes right off. But just a little love tap and you still have the whole thing. But for the recipe, then you want it smashed. And next, what we're going to do is we are going to start prepping our salad. We're just going to rinse it, slice it, or cut it, I should say. Not sure how much we're going to need, maybe 2 heads. But let's see, we definitely want to make these bite-sized and somewhat uniform in shape. Trim up the ribs a little bit, which are, this part is the rib, and you don't need to eat all that in the salad, so just going to trim a little bit of that off. And we'll rinse it right after we do this. Oh, look at, we have a little friend here. Came to eat. Got a little spider, so I'm just gonna run this guy through the water real quick. So it's definitely important to wash. Wash, 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 because there's spiders in this stuff. Cut the stem off, and we're gonna get rid of all this, and it's gonna get rinsed. But we have one more head to go. First, before we wash it, we just want to get it pretty, so that we can eat our Caesar salad and have it looking good. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim up the top a little bit. So sometimes the tops have brown on them, so just keep an eye out because you don't want to ruin the salad by looking down at a brown piece. So we're gonna get rid of that. And then we can cut down the middle, trim the side up just a little bit, trim the side up just a little bit. And then we can cut it. Awesome, uniform, bite-sized pieces, as you can see. The salad. Just makes it more presentable. It doesn't taste any better. Just makes it prettier. We're gonna do this with all the leaves. Put them in here and give them a good rinse. And we're gonna put our salad right here in the strainer. We're gonna give it a good wash. Pat it down with paper towel, and it can just sit in the fridge uncovered so that it stays nice and crisp. If you do cover it, or put it in a Ziploc bag, for example, with moisture, it's gonna get mushy.